runs essentially what, in my opinion, is the first mention of guerrilla warfare probably in human history. He goes and runs a surprise night attack and gets those that are enslaved, gets them back. And in Genesis 15, which is what we covered last week, the Lord, we don't have to, we'll just read it. Genesis 15:1. After these things, the word of the Lord came unto Abram in a vision, saying, Fear not, Abram. And we had raised the question, why is it that the first thing God said to Abram was fear not? And that's because it is only reasonable that Abram, should have been concerned about a counterattack. Right? He just went and foiled a military plot. And by the way, it was not just a military plot. When you go and pillage a city and you pillage a people, you take their people to be slaves. You take their money. You take their economy. God bless you. You get their natural resources. You can become very, very wealthy by going and invading another group of people. And so Abram foiled a lot of that, and he's probably a little concerned, maybe not sleeping so easy, maybe one eye open. He's got the hired servants on high alert, making sure there's no counterattack. And so the Lord appears to him and says, Fear not. I'm your shield. I'm your protector. I'm the one who watches over you. And that's really important, to know that the Lord watches over you. You know, I have known people over the years that have gotten so concerned that someone could break into their house, or someone could, and listen, I know break-ins happen all the time. God bless you. But I know people that can't sleep at night. They're up all night. You know, every little sound, they jump out of bed and they're looking around. And, that's no way to live. You say, well, I have locked doors. Yeah, everybody has locked doors, but locked doors don't stop everybody. They stop some, but they don't stop everybody. You say, well, I have protection. I have a dog. Well, good, that's important. Dogs do help. Alarm systems do help. Firearms, if you know how to use them, can be some kind of a deterrent. But at the end of the day, my protection is not in what I can do. My protection is in the Lord. The Lord is my protector. That is what allows me to sleep at night. Not any of those other things. The fact that the Lord is my protector. The Lord is my shield. That allows me to get up and go to work in the morning, knowing that the Lord shields me, the Lord protects me. And so here in Genesis 15, he gives him what we called the Abrahamic Covenant, and that is a promise that he gives him. And then he talks about to the time that the sins of the Amorites are fulfilled. And I introduced this probably a couple months back, but I wanted to take a few minutes and, well, at least just this Sunday school period. I won't address it after this week, meaning it won't go into next week. But if you take your Bible and turn to the book of Leviticus, the book of Leviticus is essentially a whole bunch of laws. And so when you study your Bible, realize that every book of the Bible has its own purpose and intent. And Genesis tells us about the beginning, right? Tells us about the first 2,000 years or so of human history. I know that there are people that talk about cavemen and all that kind of stuff. I hate to burst your anthropological bubble, but there were no such thing as cavemen. There were dinosaurs, for sure, but there were no such thing as cavemen who dragged women around by the hair and carried big clubs and wore that stuff. That's cartoon stuff, fellas. It's not real. As a matter of fact, when you study your Bible, you find out that the people that lived prior to the flood were quite advanced. Their civilizations were very advanced, much more than they are given credit for. You say, well, why don't people talk about that? Because it doesn't fit their evolutionary timeline and philosophy. That's why they don't talk about it. But here in Genesis 18, the book of Leviticus, it essentially is synonymous with law. And he gives us, humanity, a bunch of laws. And it says in Leviticus 18, "And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, I am the Lord your God. After the doings of the land of Egypt, wherein ye dwelt." That's past tense. This is now Moses, right? Abram's long dead. Abraham's been gone quite a while. And now Moses has led the 2.5 million or so Jews, probably more, but most likely about 2.5 million as a conservative number. You realize how large a number that is? That's about the population of Philadelphia, give or take 1 million. Point being is that's a considerable undertaking. And he's leading these people out of Egypt. And when he gets them out, the Lord meets with him and says, let me just say this, Moses. I don't want my people doing the same things, practicing the same behavior that I saved them out of in Egypt. And he goes over what will be a laundry list of do's and don'ts. He says, wherein you dwelt, shall you not do. And after the doings of the land of Canaan, wherein I bring you, shall you not do. He says the people in Egypt did this kind of stuff that I'm about to tell you about, that I'm warning you not to do. And the people in Canaan, where you're going to go take the land, they're practicing this stuff. And here's what you're going to find out.